Hi guys, I want to talk about the next mission, the panic mission that I have got to choose for my XCOM playthrough. Now I'm actually posting this on the main channel rather than on the live channel because this is not archived footage of the live stream, and this is a question for XCOM veterans, I guess. And you know, there might be quite a few people who play XCOM, know it, but don't follow me on the live stream, and I'm interested to get your feedback. Now the situation is as follows. For those of you who don't follow the live stream, I'm fairly early in the game, and
satellite uplink facilities at
as you can see, I've got 4 satellites and no uplinks. I'm also in a bit of a, well, I've got the United States, which is panicking a little, Egypt and South Africa quite a lot. Oh, my home base is Nigeria, so I get the continent bonus anyway. So losing those isn't quite as drastic. Australia is panicking a lot, and Japan are quite, you know. So you see that. But I have, let's have a look at the number of days. It is the 10th of May. I've got 21 days until the count. Well, 22 days until the council report, and I have 3 satellites being built. Oh, it shows you them here. 3 satellites built in 11 days. So I've got 3 satellites, which is great. I do not have the capacity, the Nexus or uplinks, to send them up. And to build another satellite uplink, I need 20 engineers and 100 credits. I do not have the credits or engineers. I have 16 engineers, which means I'm 4 engineers short. The only way I can build an uplink is if I get 4 more engineers. I also need a little bit more cash. However, cash I can get by selling things. Now, ordinarily people say do not sell these corpses unless you have enough of them. However, it is a situation that might call for a little bit of an emergency, a bit of a shall we say, risk. I could sell 3 of each of these and 1 of something else or whatever, and I could actually buy the uplink, which would allow me, if I had the engineers, which I don't have. But as you can see, I'm lacking money, and of course there are lots of other things I need to spend money on. I'm lacking engineers, I'm lacking satellites, and I have some countries in panic. So that's the scenario right now, and I've got a panic mission. And the countries... Sorry, I've got an alien abduction mission. Russia, panic level 2, difficult mission. 200 credits, nice. Perth, Australia, very difficult mission. Panic level 4, new recruit, assault. Now, I'd actually quite like that recruit because I don't have any assaults. I just lost my assault. It would be nice to get a lieutenant assault. That would actually be quite nice. So this is an obvious one. At the same time, if I had to choose between money, engineers, or an assault, it would be money or engineers. But this is obviously the one that's got a massive amount of panic. And then there's Canada. Canada, easy mission, panic level 1, very low, but 4 engineers, which is what I need. Now, people are saying, well, the obvious choices were either Russia to get the money or Australia. And Australia seemed to be the hands down obvious winner. You've got panic. You need to reduce it. So you go off and you do Australia to reduce panic there. You won't get any increase here. However, because you didn't go to Russia, you'll get an increase here, 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 and here. So these will all go up to 2 or 3, which is still manageable. Canada and United States, they will go to 2 and 4 respectively. Or Mexico will go to 3. Which is obviously not brilliant. And in general, my panic will go up a little, but Australia will go down, and they are the main one. They're the biggest panicker. Then I'll be left with Egypt and South Africa, who are pretty high on the panic. Oh, and United States, which would be pretty high on the panic. The problem is, I will then carry on. I will get 3 satellites, but I will not be able to put any of those satellites up to help reduce panic. So this means I'm probably going to end up with Egypt, South Africa, and maybe even the United States going into red state.
We can't have them bringing back alien body parts as souvenirs.
Because the United States will go up to 4 if I don't do Canada. It will go to 4, and I already have a satellite. This sort of puts this one up into play as well, which I don't like. But anyway, so that's the problem. If I do the obvious one, which is Australia, I'll get the money, I'll reduce Australia's panic, but I'll increase everywhere else's, and I'll have no way of dealing with it. Alternatively, if I go along to Canada, sorry, I should have stayed there. If I go along to Canada, here, I will not reduce the panic in Canada, which is, you know, because it's at the lowest possible, and United States won't go up. I will, however, get the increase in panic in Europe, which I'm going to get if I go to Australia anyway, and Australia will go to 5, and Japan will go to 4, which will be bad, right? Yeah, but I'll have 20 engineers. 20 engineers, I'll sell a few things and get some money so that I can get the next satellite uplink. That uplink will be ready before the council report. I can get 3 satellites up, which will include probably Egypt, South Africa, and of course Australia, because it's panicking. Or maybe I'll do Australia, Japan, because this one will be quite high by then, but who knows? So I would do something like that. I'll have 3 satellites for the end of this month. That is actually quite a big deal. 3 satellites, not only does it increase my coverage, but it allows me to calm down 3 countries. And that... And it's not even a long-term plan, it's a fairly short-term plan. It's 21 days, 22 days away. I get 3 countries calm, plus the one that I calm, which is Canada, which is, I guess, forget it. Forget that one. I get 3 countries calm. If I go to Australia, I calm Australia a little, but I don't get a satellite for it. Notice I do not get a satellite for it. It goes down to 3, but all these and these all go up. And I can't put any satellites on Egypt or South Africa, so they're going to go to red. So that's it. That is the advice I've been getting. People have been saying, I know Canada looks like the last place you should go, but it's actually the place you should go. Get to Canada, get those engineers. Not only that, you've got an easy mission, so you should be able to take some rookies and train them up quickly. And get your satellites. Get your satellites, get 7 satellites, and you will do better. Even at this month, and long term, obviously, I'll then have 7 satellites up, which will mean I can track more UFOs next month, get more money, and so on. So I'm curious. The XCOM vets out there, does that sound reasonable? It is counterintuitive when you look at this and you think, Russia looks pretty, yeah. Oh, Australia. That's the Mr. Obvious right here. Canada is the last one you'd think of, but with all the considerations I've just given you, does it actually sound like that's the one I should go for? Okay, leave some comments down below and tell me what you think. Oh, please, but don't go, oh, that's an utterly idiotic idea, these people are stupid. If you think it's wrong, say it's wrong and explain to me why, but don't call them stupid, because, you know, I know it's the internet and that's what we do, but we don't do that here, do we? No, we don't. We're going to be nice. So give me some advice, and then we will see what we're going to do tomorrow. It's actually going to be tomorrow. The live stream to see how this goes is tomorrow. And I will see you guys there. And thanks in advance for all the great advice I know you're going to give me. Okay?